Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna watch 2015 thriller drama, Lethal Seduction. Get ready for some hyper-passionate ordeals. Let's begin. Movie begins and we see a beautiful lady swimming in a pool. Then the scene changes and we see a senior high schooler named Mark is on the way home with his best friend Walter when they see two middle-aged women. Walter tries to hit on them, but the ladies just snobs them. When they get home, Mark is greeted by a surprise 18th birthday party that his mother Tanya has prepared. One of their guests is Melanie, his longtime crush. He later sees her in the bathroom preparing for their pool party, and Melanie asks his help to tie her bikini, to which Mark says sure, but then his mother, who's overprotective of her son, comes in and ties it herself. Mark is just staring at his crush from afar while she's swimming in the pool. Behind him is Tanya's co-worker Randy, who have crush on Mark's mom Tanya. He says to Mark if he ever needs anything, Mark is free to call him. Walter then interrupts him and says if he wants to score Melanie, he should get his mom out of the house so they could party. Mark is an only child and his father passed away when he was young. That's why Tanya is overprotective of him. Mark then gets an idea to contact Randy. He asks him to take Tanya out for a dinner date tomorrow night. Now, when at night they left, the four get to start their little party. Walter is later making out with Melanie's friend, while Mark is just awkwardly silent beside his crush. Their party gets interrupted when a deacon comes over and invites them for a Bible study. It turns out that the overprotective Tanya told him to come visit her son while she is away. The next day, Mark's mother asks him to buy some things at the hardware store. There, he meets Carissa, a middle-aged woman who mistakes him for an employee. Though he says he does not work there, Mark still helps her and nerdly explains the item. He seems attracted to the lady as he stares at her, walking away. Outside, Carissa asks him if he can help her install the shower head. Mark is hesitant because he's supposed to go back and help his mom. She offers to pay him, and he finally agrees. At her house, Mark fixes her shower, and when he tells her that it is done, Carissa takes off her robe and says she has to test it. She then asks him if he would like to test it with her. Mark is nervous as he convinces himself to get in the shower. He later takes off his shirt and joins Carissa. The two make love multiple times that day at around every nooks and corners of the house, hitting kitchen, bedroom, and showers often and often. When Mark gets home, her mother notices that he is visibly happy. He later tells his best friend about this rich woman he slept with, and Walter couldn't believe it. That evening, Tanya wonders why her son dresses up, and Mark says he's going on a date. When she asks if it is Melanie, Mark says it's someone else. On their date, Mark talks about the app he's been developing, and Carissa says she has a friend at Intel who might be interested in it. Mark gets excited, but the woman says if she helps him, she needs something in return. She whispers to Mark and then goes to the bathroom while she's away. A man approaches Mark and tells him to get out while he still can, but the kid just ignores him. Carissa later comes back and the two head to her place, where Mark spends the night with her. The next day, Tanya scolds her son because he never called the whole night. She is worried that her son is not acting like himself lately. Before he leaves, Tanya says she'll prepare food for dinner, but her son says he might not be home. Mark spends more time with Carissa now. He learns that the woman inherited her wealth from her rich husband, who died 5 years ago. After putting her some lotion, the two makes love at the poolside, one night while her son is in the shower. Tanya checks his phone. She learns the name of the girl he's dating is Carissa. We then get to see Carissa taking pills and seems to be having a mental breakdown as she breaks the mirror. She later comes over to Mark's house, surprising him and his mother. Tanya is shocked to know that Carissa is about the same age as her. During dinner, everybody is awkwardly silent. Then Carissa talks about the app that Mark created. She says it might be successful and Mark could skip college. Tanya gets mad and says he can't skip his scholarship in Princeton. She also says that she does not approve of their relationship. Carissa answers back, saying her son is no longer a little boy. Tanya is enraged and insults her son's girlfriend, so Carissa decides to leave. Mark tries to apologize, and Carissa tells him that real men decide for themselves and not ask permission from their mommy. Meanwhile, Tanya says she will scold Mark when he gets back, but then she sees him going away with Carissa when they arrive. Carissa handcuffs Mark to the pool handle and makes love with him. Meanwhile, Tanya searches for Carissa on the internet and learns that she is also a widow like her, and her husband is an old but wealthy man. The next day, Tanya comes over to Carissa's house to apologize. She says, as a widow herself, she understands what she's going through. Carissa says she's pathetic and tells her to go home. Tanya says Mark would one day realize and leave her, but Carissa says otherwise and closes the door. Carissa asks Mark to move in with her, but he is hesitant, saying his mom still needs him. Plus, after a month, he's already moving out to go to college. The woman gets upset and tells him to go home. Tanya tells Randy how worried she is about her son, and he advises her that she should allow Mark to make his own mistakes and learn. She thinks that it's a horrible advice because she thinks Carissa is an insane woman. Randy mentions the girl from the party, and Tanya gets the idea to invite Melanie over. Mark video calls Carissa to apologize and asks if he could come over. They get interrupted when his mom calls him down. She has brought Melanie into the house, and Mark seems excited. He goes back to the video call and tells Carissa that he won't be able to come over and will just see her tomorrow. When he hangs up, Carissa gets infuriated. After lunch, Tanya pushes the two to have a date and stay out as long as they like. Mark feels awkward and Melanie just laughs. The two go out for ice cream and spend the night chatting. Mark eventually kisses her, not knowing that Carissa is just watching them from afar. When Melanie is about to go home, Carissa suddenly appears from the back of her car while holding a knife on her face. The woman tells Melanie that Mark is hers and she should not see him again. Before leaving, Carissa makes a cut on her cheeks. Mark tries to call Melanie the whole day, but she wouldn't answer. He tells Walter that he wants to break it off with Carissa because he wants to pursue Melanie. Later that day, Walter goes to Carissa's house to tell her that Mark wants to break up with her. He tries flirting with her and offers himself as a substitute. However, Carissa seems mad and takes out a knife. Meanwhile, Mark finally gets to video call Melanie, but he can't clearly see her face. Melanie tells him that they shouldn't see each other anymore. When he asks why, she just hangs up. Carissa then calls him and says her friend from Intel wants to meet with him to discuss his app. During the meeting, the executive is impressed with Mark's app. However, another company has already released a similar kind, so instead he just offers Mark a job at his company once he's ready. When the man leaves, Carissa says he should take the job now instead of going to college. Mark asks her not to help him anymore because he wants to be his own man. When he is about to leave, Carissa hits him with a bottle, and Mark passes out. Meanwhile, Tanya is already worried since she hasn't heard anything from her son for more than a day already. She tries calling his best friend Walter, but he won't answer too. Mark wakes up tied inside the sauna room, and Carissa indicates that she did same thing with her ex-husband. Before leaving, she wounds Mark with a fire poker. Meanwhile, worried about her son's absence, Tanya asks Randy for help, but he proves unhelpful and stands there like an idiot. Carissa later texts Tanya using her son's phone, giving impression as if Mark texted her. Moments later, Tanya arrives and Carissa invites her in. She gives her handcuffs and tells her to put them on if she wants to see Mark. She later brings Tanya to her son and leaves a gun for her to decide if she's going to shoot herself or her son. Meanwhile, Randy is getting worried since he can't contact Tanya, so he decides to go look for her. Hours have passed in the sauna, and the two starts getting dizzy. Tanya is about to shoot herself to save her son when she comes up with an idea. Carissa hears a gunshot, so she goes to the sauna and sees Tanya lying on the floor. When she's about to check her, Tanya hits her with a rock, and the two get into a fight. The mother manages to press Carissa's head on the hot sauna stones until she passes out. The two manage to get out, but Carissa runs after them. She's about to attack them when she suddenly gets stabbed by a fire poker. It is Randy who comes to save them. He also finds Walter tied and hidden inside a bin. A month later, Mark is preparing to leave for college with Melanie coming with him. His mother finally gets the courage to let go of her son, and she gets emotional as she bids farewell to Mark. Just as they left, Walter's new girlfriend arrives, a wealthy senior citizen widow. On this note, movie ends. So, friends, that's all in today's recap. If you like this recap, please please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, peace out, take care, and have a nice day ahead.